Welcome back to the World of Tennis, presented by BNP Paribas.
In this week's Editors Roundtable, the editors of Tennis Magazine discuss what's on everyone's mind in tennis, the Super Bowl of our sport, the U.S. Open.
The Editors Roundtable is brought to you by Tennis Magazine.
Hi there, welcome to another edition of Tennis Magazine Editors Roundtable. I'm here with David Rosenberg and Steve Tigner, my colleagues. I'm Peter Bodo. We're here today to preview the U.S. Open. Steve, what do you think?
I think that the most interesting thing to me at this tournament is Rafael Nadal. It's the one Grand Slam he hasn't won, and this year he's made some little comments, more comments about how he wants to win this one. After the French Open, he talked to John McEnroe and said he would see McEnroe in New York, so he's ready. That's the one he hasn't won. I don't think he's ever said that before.
Yeah, he said nothing about Wimbledon, right?
So he didn't say anything about Wimbledon.
Interview, right?
So, but he's never sort of targeted the U.S. Open like that in the past.
Yeah, well, I think he realizes this is obviously this is the last one that he needs. So if he finishes this, he goes, he's got a career slam.
What do you think about Nadal's game on hard courts? Is there something missing in the way he plays and his style?
I think so. I mean, he did well. I mean, he's done well on hard court surface. I mean, he's won Masters titles. He's won the Australian Open.
Yeah, he gets tired of that question himself. I think I've done pretty well on hard courts. He doesn't move. He has the advantage of movement on clay. His sliding, his ability. He's a natural mover on it. And he can't use that advantage on hard courts. I think that's the difference for him.
And they're tearing up Arthur Ashe Stadium this year, and they're going to be resurfacing obviously when they put their court down again. And you got to wonder, are they going to really kind of speed it up, or are they going to try to tailor it maybe to improve the chances of the American players? It's an open question. So Nadal has got his work cut out.
I've talked about that in the past. I think Roddick likes a slower hard court though, but I think there is some pressure. Since all the other courts at the other slams and most of the other tournaments have been slowed down, to keep the U.S. Open a relatively fast court, and that's why Roger Federer likes it. I think Federer loves Wimbledon, but I've always thought he played his best tennis at the U.S. Open. I think that's he loves the surface.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, he's a defending finalist. What do you think of his chances, David?
Well, I mean, Federer's always going to go in with a good chance. I mean, it's not like you can ever totally count him out, and so I would say, yeah, I mean, he's got a good chance.
Yeah, he's won it five of the last 6 years. Last year, he only lost in the fifth set to Del Potro, who played a great match, who outplayed Roger. I think Federer feels at his most comfortable here.
So let's quickly talk about Djokovic and Murray and what we see for them maybe at the U.S. Open.
I always thought Murray would be good. He loves New York. He has always loved the Open. I think he likes a little quicker hard court because he plays a baseline. He plays a very defensive baseline game, and he can use that. But he hasn't done it. But in New York, he lost badly last year to Cilic. He didn't look good. And
I think in Djokovic also, he's had success at the U.S. Open. I mean, he's played good matches there. I think he could be. Yeah, I mean, he could be a factor, and he played. Get to the semis last year. So I think he could be he could do some damage.
The trouble with Djokovic to me is the 2-week event. He's such an emotional roller coaster guy. By the time the 2 weeks are up, last year he seemed a little spent when he played Federer.
That's it for this edition of Tennis Magazine's Editors Roundtable. Please join us again next time. And for all things tennis, visit us at tennis.com.
This Editors Roundtable discussion was brought to you by Tennis Magazine. Get exclusive tennis coverage online at tennis.com.
Well, as always, so much going on in the world of tennis. Andy Murray defends his Rogers Cup title in Toronto. The Bryan brothers win number 63. We head to Cincinnati, where Roger Federer moved back up to 2 in the world. But Federer and Nadal, they're on the same side of the draw. Doesn't look quite right. Andy Roddick looks to right the ship in Cincinnati, and a whole lot more. That's it for this week of the World of Tennis, presented by BNP Paribas. I'm Justin Gimelstob. Join us next week for our last episode of the summer.